know where we buried him, and Elijah, who was taken up a chariot of fire, and that was Jesus being transformed on the mountain of transfiguration. And that was 3 disciples of Jesus were frightened and didn't know what to say. I bet that was awesome. And sometimes in the worship experience, it gets just like that. We are on the mountain, and then God just continues to bless us while we're on the mountain. And sometimes in the worship experience, doesn't happen like this all the time, but sometimes on any given Sunday, we wish it would happen like this all the time, but sometimes on a given Sunday, the choir is just cranking. Everything they touch is all right. Every song they sing resonates in the heart of the believer. The person that's leading the prayer in the prayer circle, just saying all the right thing. The preaching has a tendency to be on target on that day. And it's just like Moses is there, and Elijah is there, and Jesus is there. And you just get kind of caught up in the worship experience. You don't know what to say. In fact, when you go to turn to your neighbor, you don't know what to say. You just start to say what Peter says. It's just good to be here. Yes, sir. Just good to be here. And the fellowship of the saints. Let me just say this. There's nothing like the fellowship of the saints. There's nothing like the fellowship of the saints. Some of you can remember when you were bar hopping and somebody made you mad in your favorite place and pulled out a knife and threatened to cut you. And if you got closer, showed you that they had a gun and that they would shoot you, and you exchanged cuss words, and then you said, I ain't never coming back there no more because I don't have to give my life like that. That I'm too mature for that anyway. And then a week passes. A week passes and you start to find out that Betty and them that you hadn't talked to, they still going down to the corner joint. And so you just stepping in there to see them because you miss being in fellowship with them. Never mind that somebody pulled a knife out on you and threatened to blow your head off. That ain't nothing. He didn't mean that. He didn't mean that. He just talked. He was just full. And then when we come to church, nobody pulls a gun, nobody pulls a knife, nobody says anything. They just look at you funny. And you say, no, I ain't going back there no more. Because the fellowship ain't right, and they're always looking at me funny. I know they be talking about me. How you know they talking about? They just look like they talking about me. But when you get wrapped up in this thing and really tied up in it and tangled up in it, and you meet several people that you didn't know before that are genuine in their spirit, and the fellowship is right, I'm telling you, it's just like being on the mountain of transfiguration, and the worship that happens goes far beyond the benediction.